Welcome to the Visibility Vixen podcast, where we create space to grow our brand with intention and clarity, one episode at a time. Join us as we explore the many aspects of entrepreneurship, start loving the journey instead of the destination, and begin building a legacy that lasts. Here's your host, Michelle Lewis.
Angie, I'm so excited to have you back on the show. Yay! We're with the gorgeous Blue Yeti microphone. How is this feeling to you emotionally?
Dude, I love
Do you feel
that
attached?
I do.
Isn't it beautiful? I know.
I have the snowball, and the snowball's like not as cool.
I had the snowball. It was good. It was a good start for me, but then you get the Yeti, and it's just like, oh,
You're like,
it's lustful. It really is. And it like flips down so you can travel with it.
what? Let me see.
Yeah. I can't get it all the way down just because it's plugged in right now, but see, like it moves and flips
snap!
all the way down.
It.
I know, it's beautiful. So today this is like your third time being on the show. You're an old pro.
I mean, it's not my last.
Old pro. But you book incredible guests. And I feel like I've booked pretty incredible guests. And I feel like a lot of people are thinking, I want to start my show. I have this huge message I want to share. And I see all these amazing guests. How the heck do they get those people on the show?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about how your podcast got started. It's kind of morphed a little bit. And kind of how your process of going through who you want to bring on the show.
So it's a few things that I think are really important. I love talking about pitching because pitching just comes down to being a really genuine, good human and just actually taking in the interest of the other person as well. So for a lot of people, they'll pitch us. Let's first talk about like the do's and the don'ts maybe.
Yeah,
So people will pitch me a lot and they'll send me an email that looks so copied and pasted. Like they've never listened to my show. They really don't know anything unique about me. And they'll just give me all these stats and they'll just throw random shit at me, and it's a really long email, and I'll just be like, I don't know. When she probably could have wrote me a quick little blurb on Instagram and direct message, and I maybe probably would have responded better just because it was more real.
Hey, I saw your snap about getting that shot of B12 in your butt, and it totally resonated. You know?
Exactly.
Like that, yeah.
Like I actually want to talk to people who actually are watching my stuff and actually know who I am. So I think for a lot of people, that's what they want as well, is they want to be pitched because you genuinely want to bring them on, share their story, and you think that their audience and their your audience and your demographic is going to align with their message. And so I'm very careful about who I bring on, and the fact that I think it'll either help their program, help their promotion of their book. What is it going to do for them? It's really about them. Yeah. And being a podcaster is really about being selfless in that way of knowing how can I serve this person. And then it's also largely about making sure that you're keeping the networking going. I mean, it's really about who you know. And I was telling you before we got on, it's genuinely about who you know. And once you get your first big name person, you're able to then say, well, I've also brought on this person to the next person. And they're like, oh, wow, you brought on this person. Yeah. So it's really a game of who you know. And then once you have that connection somehow, if you have a friend who's a friend of that person, it's so much better to do it that way. So there is that mutual, they know who you are versus you just randomly pitching them. So it's difficult, right? I feel it out each one. I don't have a copy and pasted message that I send to them. I send each person a different one. I take the time to write that person and write exactly what they want to hear based on what I can tell by their personality. Yeah. So like someone today, some girl's trying to pitch me right now.
That's Liz.
Someone today is this big health and wellness entrepreneur, I should say, that I've been wanting to reach out to, and I had this whole idea of how I was going to pitch him and all these things, and realized that today he's super funny, he's super goofy, he's a yellow as well. I could tell his personality is just like, if it's fun, I'll be on your show. Yeah. And I'm the same. People don't realize they could throw me stats of how many people have downloaded and we're top ranked, this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, if I don't like that person, I'm not going to have a conversation with them. Like, I'm all about fun. So even if the girl has 2 downloads, I don't care. If it helps her, it's a good show, she's got a good focus, and I'll be on because it's a good conversation.
Well, because you never know where those podcasts are going to go in the future. No,
she could be the next big podcaster. Like, you just don't know. So you have to be really careful with that. But I basically, I wrote him a Facebook message and just was honest with him. I was just saying, I love your energy. I think you're hilarious. I think we'd have a really good time on my show, and I love your work. Do you want to do it? And he said, abso-friggin-lutely. Like, I'm in. Like, it's a lot of times it's literally you just messaging them. I actually message more than I email because I think that
it's more personal.
Yeah, it's more personal. And I don't want to go through their assistant unless I have to. But if they want me to, I totally will. I'll totally be respectful. So I always like to think, what do I want? And I'll always remember that a girl named Lisa, she did this for me, and it was really awesome. She sent me an email, and it was titled, Angie, you've got to watch this. So of course I was like, what is this? I need to open this. Is this spam or what is this? So I clicked on it, and she took 5 minutes out of her day to film me a video that was her in front of her computer screen just saying, hey, I want you to be on my summit, or, I would love to be in your show. And she basically gave a whole pitch, and I'll always remember that. It was the best pitch I've ever been given. She obviously is reading and following my work, because I could tell that she knew little nitty-gritty details. She actually listens to the show. She was like, oh, I loved episode number blah, blah, blah with that guy. It was so great. So if you're just a real good human and you take the time to be genuine and actually follow that person and like their work, it's very easy to pitch. But if it's someone you don't really know and you're trying to pitch them, it's going to be pretty obvious. So actually pitch people that you genuinely like. I only interview people that I really actually want on my show, not just because they're trendy and everyone else is interviewing them. There's a ton of people that everyone else is, but I'm like, she's kind of boring. Like, sorry, I'm not bringing that person on my show. So I have integrity of their personality. Some people don't care. They just want it to be that person. Like, no offense, like to the Lewis Howes and stuff and those type of guys, like a lot of them just do the same 10 people over and over, and you're like, cool, this interview again that I just heard on 10 other shows. I'm like, should we be interviewing new people? Should we be pulling out different stories? I don't think we all want the same interview regurgitated. I think we want new, fresh stuff. So I'm trying to now, as I revamped the show a year ago, see what I could do differently to this space.
I think those are really good points, because I am starting to get pitched now too. And I had this girl send me this long, I mean, it was her life. It was her entire life, business, story, everything. And I responded, and I'm like, what do you want? Like, this is wonderful, but like, it didn't even say like, she'd love to be on your show or whatever. It turned out to be her publicist. And I'm like, I don't understand what you want or why you think that my show would be a good fit for you. So I think it's really important to take the time to think about that language. Language is so key. And don't just like have that goal of pitching yourself wherever, because the same thing is when you're building your own podcast, you also want to guest on other people's podcasts. And for me, when I first started, I don't know how yours was, because you had a little bit more relationship than I did with people in this space, but I was like, what can I do? Well, I can make sure that the booking process is really easy, straightforward, and automated. I can make sure that I take the time to email each person, and then I did that same thing where I attached a video and said, hey, I want you on my show because...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, for each person? You
for
did
each
a quick
person,
video? You just do it on your phone?
I did it on YouTube and just made it unlisted.
Cool, yeah.
And did that. And so I think that made a really big difference. And I think people don't take the time to do that, especially when they're thinking about bringing people on their show. It's just like, hey, you want to come on my show? And you're like, okay. And they're like, okay, well, like, what date works for you? And you're having to do this email thing back and forth like 100 times, and by the end of it, you don't want to do it anyway. So I think it's really important to take care of that process ahead of time.
Yeah, just going a little extra mile, you'd be so surprised. Like, when you go the extra mile, it's incredible what can happen if you just show that you put 5 extra minutes in than the other person. And I could tell that girl did. So I was like, I literally wrote back and said, I don't care what it is you do. Like, we're in, let's do this. Because it showed her balls and it showed her tenacity, and that to me is the win, and that really is everything. And it's just interesting too. I think a lot of people, I made a post the other day and it was funny. It was like, who do you guys want me to bring on my show? And a bunch of people, no offense, they commented me, just smiley face. And like people who I'm like, you don't have a niche, you don't have a business, you don't have a brand, no offense, but like if you're not gonna bring the heat, like it's not happening. Like,
let's talk about that for a minute.
You gotta pay your dues. You cannot just be on a show and get thousands of downloads just for shits and giggles. Like, and
we've had a lot of this happen to both of us, where people are just like, hey, all your connections that you've spent the last year to 5 years making, can I utilize all of that, even though I don't really have a perfected brand or any of that, and you can just make me famous? Let's talk about that attitude for a second. Where do you think that comes from, and what would you do to alter that if you were in that space? And
I think it depends, right? So I have a lot of friends now, like especially in LA, who are hooking me up with people to bring on my show, which I'm super grateful for. And but they're doing it because they're like, all right, she has a show, she's got a legit company and a business and a focus and things are going on. But if I was just a random girl who was bored, and I just want to be connected with that person, and yay, it's going to be great. Is that kind of what you mean? Like people who don't even really have a established business
or ones
yet?
that just message you like, hey, can you do this for me? Or, oh, I saw you just got on that show. Can you get me on that show? That space.
Yeah. I guess it hasn't really happened to other than people I really know that I'm like, yeah, I do want to, because I love doing that for people. Like, I love hooking my friends up and be like, you two should meet. Like, I do it all day long. I help connect people.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I'm a connector for sure. But if it is a random girl who I really don't know, we've never met, I mean, yeah, it is a little weird. And if I go to her page and see there's no business, and she's just like, oh, can you help me get this person? I'm like, okay, I don't really know you or what you do.
Yeah.
You haven't even introduced yourself to me. So yeah, it's an interesting space. Podcasting is definitely about who you know. And I think the person that can be the most just genuine and just a good human. I think there are rules, but there's not rules. And that's what's so cool about podcasting, is that I was Googling what to say and how to pitch and do all these things. And then I was like, screw Google. I'm just going to do what I think I should do. And say
it's
what I
different for
want to
everybody.
say. Yeah.
Well, because like we've talked about this, you're more of a dolphin personality, so it's more like, let's have a fantastic time, and that's how you bring people onto your show. I'm a shark personality, so I'm like, hey, I know you could specifically help my audience with this. Want to come onto my show and talk about this? People love it because it's specific. They know exactly what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anything worse for a shark personality than it's like, come on to my show. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Like more of that. It totally works for some people. It doesn't work for me. So I think you do have to analyze your personality type and figure out what are your specific strengths, because you need to utilize those to book your guests. Whereas a sea urchin personality, like my hubs, he would be really good at like, hey, my audience is really struggling with this technical flaw. Want to come onto my show and we can really help them resolve this pain point. He would be fantastic at that. He would have a really hard time sitting down with someone and being like, what's up? He'd just be like, it would be weird, right? So you really have to utilize your specific strengths and personalities. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah. I would say I'm kind of a little bit of both now. I like there to be some structure and some topic. I don't like if it's just totally random, but at the same time, some of my best shows have been just literally two people having a conversation and just being real and honest. So and my vision is edutainment. So it's education and
that's so cute.
And what?
Entertainment and education.
Yeah, I know, but like everybody says a different term for it. I'm like, what is it? Edutainment, I guess you could say. But then some people's show is more informative. So an example would be Joe Rogan is edutainment. He's swearing. He's having these real conversations. It's funny. You're listening to audio that you think you shouldn't. Oh my God, I can't believe they recorded this. That's the type of shit I like. And then there's some people like the Amy Porterfields who are just doing more so like, and today's episode is about this, bye. And it's like more of like a book. Like you're taking information. There's no right or wrong. It's just a very different style. So I'm constantly assessing what is me, what do I really want to bring to this industry, and what is authentic for me to do every day. So that's key for you guys to know too. If you're starting your show, what is your style? What is your personality? Are you trying to be Jenna Marbles? Are you trying to be someone more serious? I mean, if you're serious, be serious. If you're not, don't. I mean, people are going to eventually know too.
Yeah, I totally agree.
They're going to feel it out.
So hopefully this is resonating with you and you're starting to come up with ideas of how you can make your podcast, your show, your YouTube channel, your live streams, whatever it is. This applies everywhere. Making sure that it's really based on your personality, your strengths, and not so much the copycatting of other shows. That's how I started my show, is that I kind of was like, I really like John Lee Dumas's Entrepreneur on Fire, so I should have a specific set of questions and blah, 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 blah. It was fine for like 14 episodes, but then I got really, it didn't jive well with what I wanted to create, right? Right. So I had to gradually change mine over, and I'm so glad that I did, because this fits so more in terms of the structure that I like. So I think that's a fantastic point. Let's talk about your intro. Because it used to be different and you recently changed it. And I'm thinking about changing mine because I'm seeing this trend where it used to be you had to get a third party to do the voiceover to intro your show. But now a lot of people are doing them themselves. I don't know if you've heard Nikki Elledge Brown's Naptime Empires podcast.
No.
Oh my God, let's bring it up. Okay.
Oh
we're going to bring it up because, oh my God, Siri, no. Siri, stop. Where are your podcasts? Oh, sweet. It's really, really funny, and the people can hear it through the mic. Because it's a Yeti. Come on. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to, I've been wanting to listen to her, so this is good.
I haven't started listening to the full show yet, but just
she's teaching moms how to
the intro is so
make money during nap time.
I think so.
You're listening to the Naptime Empires podcast with my mom, Nikki Elledge Brown.
Wait, that was
Mom,
brilliant.
your show's on. Thanks, bud. I got it from here.
I mean...
Okay, well, I can't beat that, though, because I don't have a kid.
Oh, I know.
Great.
I know.
Time to have a kid.
So time to have a baby just for our intro for our podcast.
Of course, that's a real good reason to have a child. For sole purpose of driving more traffic to my show. I really don't know any other reason that would be good to have a show.
I know, right?
Let's be honest.
Right?
At this point.
So
That's
talk about
so cute and creative. Okay, so that's
totally
a great example of
way.
everybody don't go do that exactly, but that's a great
Yeah.
example of how could I be a little bit different and creative in this space. So what I've been doing is a few different things. Yeah, if you know me. I was about to say if you haven't met me. If you guys who are watching haven't met me, I like to be a little bit, I'm like, ooh, how can I be a little bit different than whatever's going on?
Totally.
So I actually like to see what everyone's doing and go screw that, I'm not doing that. Because I am all
Make
about
it better.
outside the box.
Make it better.
I was a kid in school who's like, why are we doing this? I'm raising my hand like, this is stupid.
I got in trouble a lot because I'd be like, you're not teaching it right. I can teach it better. I got my ticket pulled
You
every
probably
day.
could.
I did. And they were like, Mrs. Anderson, your daughter just needs to learn that she's not the teacher and she really thinks
But you
she
love
is.
teaching.
And she tells me that I'm not doing it good enough. I totally get you.
So
I know.
So everybody's doing this whole recorded there's some random dude's voice on it, and I kind of am like, okay, I get it, but I think nothing's cooler than just being me. So I did it in my own voice for a while, and now what I'm doing is, because I'm switching up the focus of my show, is I'm actually doing organic slides. I'm not actually doing a recording right now. I'm actually just every single time feeling into what I want to say that day.
Oh,
so it's really new.
interesting.
Literally as of last week, I'm literally just going hey, what's up? If you're new to my show and you don't know who I am, I'm Angie, and I love healing, happiness, high performance living. This show is about business hacks, biohacks. In each time, it sounds a little bit different, and I'm just going. I just press record and flow, and we're not putting in that intro, but I'm going to eventually re-record a brand new one, but it's still going to be me and me being myself, and I don't know yet. I want to have fun with it, so I'm kind of taking a moment to figure out what I want it to be, but I did a brand new song recently, so I like my new song. It's hip-hoppy. Makes you want to dance.
It's funky.
It's funky. It's really funky. And so with my show, I wanted to find something that felt very moving, and my other one was a little bit more serious and more motivational Tony Robbins conference feel, and this one's a little bit more jivey, feels good. So with a lot of the topics I'm diving into, some of them are kind of more deeper topics with health and wellness. So I was I feel like I need to still add the light flavor because I'm so light. So I'm how do I
feel like it's
a constant
if
game.
Marie
You guys haven't realized?
have you listened to Marie Forleo's podcast, her intro? It's if she and Chalene Johnson's podcast had a love child. It's very similar to what yours would be.
It's the best thing I've ever heard.
It's better than the baby introing Nap Time
You guys didn't
right?
know, but if Chalene, Tony, and Tim Ferriss had a child,
that would be you.
that was me. That's what my vision is. Yeah.
I like it.
Health, wellness, biohacking, performance, high performance living.
And mine's that plus a farmer. If they had a love child, that would be me, right?
I'm on the farm, just growing my corn. I didn't think that. I was gonna say like a Nikki, that girl, because you're very structured, a very very organized, more of the Red feel, right? I mean, I would say your show is also very informational. I go to your show to take notes and be oh shit, and then I want people to go to my show to take notes, but more so just be I'm in the car, I just need to laugh my ass off
and get some inspiration. It's
just
important,
hang out.
no matter what. And that's why I love bringing people like you on my show, because you're that more opposite personality that's just fun and have a good time. And I'm I should be having a good time in my business.
You'd be surprised.
Remember to step away from the computer and to step away from the sauna and be let's just calm down. We don't need to have a calendar for everything, right?
Yeah. If you ever need help with that, I'm your girl. Because I think what's interesting is if you polled people, it might be 50-50. It depends on your audience, but I think 50% would say that they want instructional, they want their notebook ready, boom, boom, boom. But I've gone on streaks where I'm even my eyes, I'm all right, that's enough for today. And I feel very drained after those podcasts because it was school. It was basically school. Yeah. And so then I'll turn on to something light like Joe Rogan or the Almost 30 Girls, and they're just what's up, guys? Hanging out and just fun, and you're just hearing your friends chat.
Yeah,
so I think we search and we use different things for different times. So I think doing both is good for any show. I think I'll do more heavy informational. And some of these where you guys have noticed, I just shoot the shit with people, and it's for if you're in a long car ride or you're at the gym doing cardio, doing the laundry, and you just need to have some giggles. So,
oh my God, what if we did?
I'm feeling it out
what if
too,
we
so.
did a combined show once a month where it was us and our LA girls, just once a month, sitting down with wine and just talking about what's going on.
Why do we call it shit LA girls say? Have you seen this account on Instagram?
No.
Guys, if you have not seen this account on Instagram, it's actually people reporting real things they hear in LA, and it's really embarrassing. It's like girls at the coffee shop, and they'll be like, "Oh no, girl in black t-shirt said to girl in blue," and it's so bad. Like, it makes me ashamed to live here. It's like, oh my god, which way is north? Is that south or north? And the other girl will be like, oh my god, I cannot believe you got those shoes for only 70% off today. Like, shit people hear, and then they'll report it, and they put it on this Instagram.
This is why we live in like the secluded areas of Los Angeles, so we're not in that situation.
I hope to bring some brains to LA.
I hope so too. My goodness. Yikes. Oh my goodness. All right.
Ashley knows about this IG.
Oh, does she? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Hey, Ash. How you doing, girl? Okay, so let's figure out a couple other pain points that people are dealing with podcasting. I think that's a lot of them feel, especially the ones that are about to beta test my course. They're going, I don't think I'm ready for a podcast. I think it's too much. I think you always feel that way. Yep. So what was it that took you from, because I know you took it off air for a while, what made you go, I really need to do this?
The first time or the second time?
The second time.
Second time?
Say revamp.
So when I first started it, I didn't really have any idea. It was just pure naivety. Is that the word? Naivety?
Mm-hmm.
Naivety.
Very, very college vibes.
Pure naivety of I listen to 40 hours worth of podcasts a week. Not even kidding you. I sometimes do.
Holy moly.
Yeah, because I take an hour walk every day, and then I'd be at the gym listening, in the car listening. It got to the point where there would be some weeks, and on the weekends I would just binge. I was literally obsessed with podcasts.
Wow.
It wasn't healthy. I wouldn't talk to people because I was like, this is the best thing ever.
These are my friends.
These are my real friends, my virtual friends. So I would listen to those, and then one day I go, I should just do this. People would listen to me. So it was just that beautiful, beautiful naivety that all entrepreneurs need a little bit of. I think the best ones actually have it because they believe that they're actually really good and that people actually want to buy shit from them and that they're good enough. And I think people who don't have that are almost like, who am I to do this? Other people have already done it. The market's too saturated. I live a little bit in the clouds, so it's actually served me well. This is a totally weird topic that I'm talking about, but my family is like, you know why you're successful is because you actually believe that anything's possible. And
absolutely.
I'm like, well, of course it is. But not all people are like, ooh. A lot of people are they're realistic about the stats and what's going on in the industry, and other people
the stats are incredible about podcasting.
I know, they actually are. But you know how many people a day tell me, I wish I could podcast? I go, why aren't you? It's really saturated.
Well, 11
I'm like,
million,
yeah, it is, but it's stupid knitting shows.
11 million people listen to podcasts.
I know.
So you're saying that your show can't get any traffic or any audience when there's 11 million people listening to them? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And people listen to an average of 5 shows a week. So why can't yours be one of those 5 shows?
I know.
So if you were starting everything over again.
Wait, why I revamped it then. So I took a break to launch, and I was in meditation one day, actually, in yoga class, and I kept getting this really strong pull to take my message even bigger. And to me, this is one of the best ways. And I love speaking. This to me is my most enjoyable state, connecting with someone, being social, sharing information, inspiring others. That to me is why I'm literally here. And so I think if that resonates with you, it's not for every mode. If that resonates with you and you know you're, what do they say? A transmitter of information. That's kind of my ZOG is that. So I don't know. For me, it just feels so authentic and real when I turn on the mic, and it just feels like what I'm meant to do. And I don't have a lot of other talents. So while Michelle can do a million things, I'm not a good singer, dancer, probably not a good actress. I can't cook for shit. So I have a lot of things I'm not good at.
This is what I can do.
I was born to speak. Yep, 100%. And
awesome.
So for me, it's been very clear that this vision is to be a full-time podcaster, and then from there be a speaker, podcaster, author, and that's it. Because that to me is communication at its highest form. Is how can I just keep communicating with people my message and my stories, my ups and downs, my experiments for biohacking. I mean, to me, that's the dream. If you had to ask me what I want to do all day, and obviously as a friend, I've shared that with you. That's my dream. And I know it sounds really funny because I think people think it's a course creator, but it's actually not.
You're like, no.
No, I just want to press go live every day.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You're so good at it. Well, so your day one of your business, everything has been stripped away. You have a laptop and a microphone. Do you think you could get your name out there more and more if you were to just have a microphone and Facebook Live with a podcast?
What do you mean? Do you think?
Meaning, like, if you
both?
had to stop everything and you could start your business and just start it with a podcast / live streaming at the same time, do you think that would have built your business faster than how you started it in the very beginning?
Oh my God, I wish live would have came out a long time ago. Live is the number one medium that grew my business, 100%. Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. Video changed my business, and while recorded did help a lot, I used to do a ton of recorded. There's something about live that just,
because I think that we tend to hide behind
our
our computers and let me get my branding set up and let me get all my systems set up, and this is me too, and my courses and all that, so I can have all the products and blah 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 blah.
Perfect.
Instead of starting with a show.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes. As in, yes, I got what you're saying. They're waiting for perfect and to be an expert before they start communicating, but it's actually a catch-22, because if you actually want to be an expert and you're brand new, I actually suggest that you guys just start jamming out, bringing on, even if it's your close friends, just start the process of creating, and through that process, you're gonna find clarity of who you are. So even me in the show, about a year ago, the vision was health and wellness, fitness, eating, and then, or a few years ago, and then it changed to social media training, and now it's constantly refining itself as I do it.
Yeah.
It didn't refine itself by sitting there and staring at a computer like, ooh, who do I want to be in this world?
You're not going to come into the online space with your perfect message that will last you 20 years.
No. You guys will notice all big coaches and leaders and these people, they're evolving and they're changing. They're constantly sketching down and clarifying their message. So for me, same thing. I think you too, you're finding what you really love. You're finding what you don't like to do. You're finding who you do like to interview. And the only way to know how to do that is
to do it.
Well,
and plus building your network, building your contacts. I mean, it's so much easier to call people for like the summit I'm putting together because they've been on the show and they know who I am and they trust me. So I think it's a huge credibility builder, authority builder, networking builder. It's a wonderful thing. And so I know a lot of you are feeling like, but I'm kind of just getting started. Do I really want to jump into doing a show? And we can't answer that for you. But if you want to get to where you want to go faster, I think this is the best way. So really think about it and dive deep into it. I certainly wish I would have started it a lot earlier.
Yeah, it's a searchable platform too.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Which is huge. So with whatever you're doing, I think it's good to have one or two searchable platforms. So what that means is Facebook is phenomenal. That's probably my major driver of my business, but it's not necessarily, it is searchable, but it's not like SEO friendly necessarily. It's not a Google engine. So that's why YouTube is very smart. Instagram stories are really smart because I can search, I can find you through hashtag, and then podcasting is really smart because one, it's shareable content. Two, your guests can share it, which is amazing and a huge reason why I started the show. And then also it's searchable. So if I type in gut health, I can find all the top gut health shows right now. So people will find me just by searching topics. So again, that's why titles are so important on podcasts and YouTube, because if it's not searchable, it doesn't matter. You can't just write like, this episode's great, or can't wait for you to hear this. That would be more so like a live title, but a title on podcasting needs to be more of something that's very clear, succinct, as you know, and something that if someone's scrolling, they're like, oh, I need to hear that.
Totally.
So I work a lot on, we teach a lot of our girls how to craft their titles for live, and then how to craft their titles for YouTube and for podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's a cool world. Honestly, I know people think it's saturated because 6-7 years ago, a lot of people began who are really big right now. But imagine if you guys started it today and just kept with it for 5 years. Like literally, I mean, the amount of downloads and the amount of growth you could get. And it's still a market that it's big to us because we're in this world and we're in the forest. But we can go outside right now and ask some dude walking his dog. He'd be like, what's a podcast?
Exactly.
He might not know. So the fact that it's not TV
My mom
yet,
didn't know. She was like,
no, I don't think my mom knew either. She was like, where is the button? I'm like, it's the purple one on your phone. She's like, oh my God, do I have to pay for each download? No, Mom, but if you did, would you be mad that you'd pay to listen to your daughter?
Yes, they would. Of course they would.
She's so cute. She's like, I can pay for this? No, it's not like a subscription.
I know, my parents are like, just send me the link. Just send me
she's
the
always
link.
like, send me the link. I'm like, I'm busy. You find the link.
No. I think it's what we pay for them birthing us, right?
Exactly. I need to do a mom show. I saw your family one. It's great. I need to do a mom show.
Oh,
those are huge hits.
Yeah.
People
it's
love
a good
that.
time. It's a really good time. So to wrap up, I know it's fun.
Well, no one's actually ever interviewed me on a podcast about podcasting yet.
It's it's going to be fun. And in 2 weeks, I have Emily Ann Peterson coming onto the show
Cool.
next week, which will be fun. She has the Bare Naked Bravery podcast,
Ooh.
which you would be fantastic for.
Ooh.
And then
do the intro.
I will.
See
do
what
the
I
intro.
just did there?
What?
See, that's how it works.
It is how it works.
We
It
can't lie to
totally
them.
is.
That's how it works. People always want to know. I'm like, I had my friend email them, or what I do. Like the other day, I wanted to hook my friend up with a few people and put her on their show. So I sit there and I do intros real quick. I mean,
Yep.
I think give back the love. When I can, I want to help other entrepreneurs too.
100%.
You know, I want to give back to you just as much as you want to give to me. So I think when we're in that mentality,
Yeah.
especially if our shows are different, it's not competition. Like we have the exact same show, it'd be different, but nobody does really. So it's like, why don't you just help them out?
I know. So I'm doing that. And then to wrap up the month, I'm having the girls in my group who love my show. We're all jumping on a Google Hangout and they're going to talk about their favorite episodes, which is going to be so much fun. I'm so
that's so
excited.
cute.
Isn't it sweet? I know. It's going to be so fun. Oh my God. I wish I could have them all like at Coffee Bean with me, but they're all over the world, so I can't do that. So it's going to be a great month. So in the meantime, if you have not listened to the Hungry for More podcast, that's Angie's podcast. I'm going to link it below. Be sure to check that out. You can also follow her on Instagram at Angie Lee TV.
Yep.
And she's on Facebook giving awesome live streams. The name of your group is called Health Coaches Make Bank.
Yep. She's got it.
I've got this down.
Dang, she creeps on me, obviously. I like this.
If you want to join Podcasting Month, you can go to visibilityvixen.com/podcasting and definitely subscribe to the show so that you will not miss out on the killer episodes coming up. If you love this show, let me know. If you're watching on live, comment below. If you're listening to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube, feel free to leave a review. Would love to hear from you. And in the meantime, get out there, start your own show. Start it.
Get the show
started. Get it. That's where we're going to cut it out. That's going to be like,
Thanks for listening in today to the Visibility Vixen podcast. Subscribe now and share with a fellow Vixen who wants to start building their visibility. For more fire in your life and brand, visit visibilityvixen.com.
Oh my God. It's not cutting. You're like, cut. Oh wait, no.